Hey everyone, Anthony, 4x4 Diesel. This is that engine, you know, that engine with the cracked piston. Doesn't happen very often. It's always the people that haven't been following the videos. Anyway, it had a catch can on it, didn't it? This had a catch can, didn't it? Didn't this have a catch can?
Yep.
Did you see a catch can on this?
Certainly did.
I saw a catch can too. It looks like it's been there a long time, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, for a while.
A long time. I don't know how long it's been there for, but I don't know what this is about. So, firstly, if you're going to install a catch can on someone's vehicle for them, you're going to need to clean out the intake. Or if you did, then it's obviously not working very well. And that's the thing with catch cans, right? There's possibilities of them causing problems. They cost money. They're more crap under your bonnet. And sometimes they don't actually work because, you know, that thing, what did it have in it? What was that, steel wool? Don't you use that for cleaning the frying pan or something, that stuff that was in that catch can, yeah? Anyway, like, you know, yeah, of course, different things work and whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, let's just quickly remind everybody what's in here. This is the intake manifold, in case you're not sure. So the engine's out, right? Here it is. The engine's out, you know, bit of a day's work getting that out. So what's going on here? You've got two components. You've got the oil, which is the glue, and there's nothing wrong with the oil. And you've got the dirty black soot, right? That black carbon, that stuff you're looking at in there, right? And that's what comes out your exhaust pipe. Well, it's meant to come out your exhaust pipe. So, you know, the exhaust is over this side of the engine, isn't it, right? This is where everything comes back out, and it should be just gone, but no. Long story short, we've explained in other videos, there's an eJar information playlist, but long story short, there's a port through the head, comes through the front of the head here, into that pipe there, comes up into the eJar cooler because it's too hot, right? The eJar exhaust gases are too hot, so we're going to cool it down with a heat transfer system, a heat exchanger that's got coolant in it that's 80 something degrees usually once it's warmed up. So how much is that hot exhaust gas is actually going to cool down before it gets to here? I don't know. But the whole point is to put hot or inert gases into the intake system to cool the combustion, which isn't to save the engine, it's to reduce nitrogen oxides, right? So it comes out here. See, it's all dry there. It's just like dry pet. Might be a little bit wet actually because cracked piston, bit of oil can get into the cooler. So this will need to be cleaned out. You need to, if you've got a cracked piston, you definitely need to split all this apart, replace these gaskets, clean all this out properly because it won't be flowing properly. But my point is, right, that's dry. And dry is a problem because it's dry and abrasive, or maybe not, depends who you believe. And this is wet. The oil is what makes it stick. So the theory is by putting a catch can, if it worked to remove the oil, then you wouldn't have that soot sticking. But you've still got all this dry abrasive soot instead of clean filtered air from your air filter going into your engine. You want clean air? Or anyway, so eJar is the problems. I understand that. A lot of people are a bit, you know, they misunderstand a little bit. If you catch can, how much have you spent? 300, 400, 500 to bolt something onto the vehicle to stop the oil, is it, or reduce the oil? Because quite often, even if it reduces the oil, there's still enough oil there to be the glue to make all this stuff stick. Now, this isn't the worst one we've seen. This is pretty typical. So that's so on your engine, you've got 8 ports there. There's 4 cylinders. There's 2 per cylinder. We won't get into too much detail, but this one here you can see is, it's a bit hard for you to tell, but it's always open. And this one's got a little valve on it, right? And that's all in another video, the details on that. But basically this build up here, it's pretty, I'd call this pretty standard. What do you reckon, pretty standard?
It's normal.
Would you say that's wetter than normal? It should be drier because it's got a catch can, right? But it's wetter. What are you doing there? What are you playing with there? Yeah, that's the turbocharger valve. Careful, you nearly knocked the beer over, mate. Relax. I'll move that anyway. So, catch can, in my opinion, waste of time because if they block up, and the one that we saw isn't going to block up, steel wool isn't going to block up, but if you've got a filter in there that can block up, then it can put pressure on things and pop seals. Like, you know, at the back of the engine, you've got your rear main seal here. You've got these, we've seen oil leaking out these before from block catch cans. And of course other places, this seal here, there's plenty of seals all over the joint front of the engine, whatever. It's probably not going to come out the valve cover gasket. It's going to come out something more likely that because there's not that much pressure. It's just a resistance fit sort of thing, and it's just sitting there. So from what we've seen, these are probably the ones that are going to leak. But look, it's up to you, each to their own on your catch can. Just want to do a quick video and show you that this one happened to be not working and show you how blocked the intake is, because I give you the information and you can decide why this engine cracked a piston. Now, in previous videos, I think I might have said it's done 309 or 308,000 K, somewhere about the 300 mark. I think I was wrong. I don't know if I looked at the odometer or somebody told me that, or I got mixed up with one of the many other inquiries and vehicles we work on, or somebody was talking to me about whatever. EGR cooler gone just like that, huh? Beautiful. Well, you may as well keep. Why'd you make a mess there? That's a rubbish bin, mate, not a coolant bin. Anyway, so whatever I was saying, it might have only done 280k, but either way, it's got a K&N filter. It's got a big exhaust system, which, you know, apparently that's not so good for these things, but maybe not. Maybe everything's okay because it looks like the original to me, and it'll probably go back on the engine. We're not going to waste $3 or so grand just chucking a turbo on because we're doing an engine. But some people do that. I mean, look, you know, each their own. Freshen it up, new engine, new turbo, whatever you want to add on there. But the thing is, what am I waffling on about now anyway? What am I really waffling on about? Catch cans, yeah, I know, or catch can. But I was saying it's got a big exhaust. No, reasons why it's cracked a piston. So it's got a big exhaust. It's got a K&N filter, and it used to have a chip. They got rid of the chip, but it's still got the big exhaust and the chip. So maybe they needed that for towing. He certainly does some towing. I haven't got the injectors out yet. That might be in another video, so subscribe and turn the bell on if you don't want to miss that. But looking at these injectors, just by how faded the numbers are, would you back me up saying they look like the original 2009 injectors? Or do you think they've been,
Original.
Not sure, really, yeah. Look at it, it's all dirty, faded letters and all that, right? So that's what we think. We think they're the originals. There's no history of that being replaced.
They were popping, weren't they?
Popping?
Yeah.
Oh, Jack in the Box. Yeah, so they've been out before. So they've had the pipes off.
Ralph
Yeah?
Clunes,
No, there was there was no Jack in the Box.
No Jack in the Box?
Oh, okay.
That's what I thought they were.
What about the clamps? Were the clamps over tightened?
No, they were all in the right place too.
I mean, it's 15 years old, so you'd think that, you know, there'd be some evidence that, you know, clamps over tightened or pipes rounded off, whatever. The pipes are in the bin here, aren't they?
Well, I rounded them off, get them off.
Yeah, did you? You butcher. You did too. Look at that. You butcher, right? Because we said just go for it with the 7mm open ender and just risk it because they're going in the bin anyway. Because this new long motor over here, it comes with a brand new set of fuel pipes. This is what's going into it, right? This is how we roll. We don't muck around, mate. Brand new, genuine, long motor. You want to have a solution, you know? You want to have a solution. This is where I can show you, if you haven't watched the other videos, actually. This is where I can show you. Let's put the beer down there for a minute. We can just open this up a little bit. And I'll show you this port in the head. Right, that's where the exhaust gases come through, right? I bet you never seen in there before, and I bet you never seen a hole like that, clean like that clean before. So I bet you never seen one of those holes that clean before. Look at it, it's beautiful. What a beautiful thing. Anyway, so we've got some other holes here as well. Oh, I think I just told you about the wrong hole, actually. I did, actually. So this is the one for the coolant. So that's the top where people think the thermostat is, but it's not. That's at the top of the head where the coolant, okay, the top radiator hose goes to there. This is the port for the bloody EGR cooler. So let's have a closer look. It'll still be the cleanest you've seen, but let's see what you can see, right? So that's the port that comes through the head, bringing those dirty exhaust gases out to where the EGR cooler is going to be, right? Intake. You want clean, cold, filtered air. That's why they've got an air filter. That's why they've got a turbocharger. Why would you want to add dirty, hot exhaust gases? It just doesn't make a lot of sense. It's all for emissions, nothing else. It's not going to protect the engine. It's all for emissions, okay? Comes with the insulation, nice new one, beautiful. Okay, so we'll just close that up for now. Nothing's going to go in there anyway. Tomorrow it'll have all the components on here. That'll be a day's work, stripping off, cleaning everything down on the old components and refitting them to this engine. And then sometime after that, it'll be time for this one to go back in. And it'll be a bada bing, bada boom. I mean, the way I look at it, what do you reckon this car's worth? If it was running without a cracked piston, I mean, it's looking pretty dirty at the moment. It's a filthy pig, really, but
It's a Kakadu. So
it's a Kakadu.
That'll be worth at least,
If it was just normal running, 300,000 Ks,
I'm thinking 35, 40.
35, 40, so you're up there. I'm going 20, 25, right?
Yeah,
But anyway,
about 25.
it's an 09. It's not a 2015 last of the best. It's an 09. It's the old injectors, right? So these ones are nice new. They're full DLC. The old ones are not DLC coded. The injector should have been changed long ago. So you work it out from all the playlists, the chips, the tunes, the big exhaust and all that sort of thing. 20 grand? What do you reckon? What do you reckon, boss? What do you reckon it's worth, that car, if it was running? Not with a crack piston, not with a new engine, just if it was a normal 280k, let's pretend it is.
25.
25, yeah, okay, so we'll go 25. So 25, so it's got a crack piston. Let's say he's got to spend 15 or so grand putting a new engine in. Might cost a bit more than that, but you've got to take into account he's got his injectors done. So he saved the money on the injectors. He's going to have his BFE kit done. So, you know, the stuff on the front. All the extra maintenance, oil filter, coolant, air filter, fuel filter, all these sorts of things. So you're getting a major service with it as well. So really, even though it's over 15, you could probably say,
New seals.
yeah, a lot of new seals, so no oil leaks. So you could kind of go, it's only really 10 grand if you think of it. You follow the way I think, you know what I mean? Like, it's only really 10 grand because if you did injectors and BFE and servicing and whatever, so you save a service, you get all that done, take that off your job, you're down to your 10 out of pocket. So having an awesome vehicle with a brand new engine like this that we know really well, and you can do the maintenance and prevention, you know, the exhaust, well, it's there now. You're not going to be able to get a genuine exhaust. It's going to cost him thousands. So that can stay there. The K&N, I don't mind that. The chip's gone. With new injectors, this thing's probably going to, even if you didn't change them, it's probably going to go for over another 300,000 for 10 grand, you know, like it's a no-brainer. I reckon it's good value for money. Or you can just have a little dummy spit and you can sell it and, you know, with a cracked piston, it's going to be worth what? What's this worth? With a cracked piston, he's going to get 10 grand for it maybe if he's lucky. So it's a $10,000 car. But once you've got a new engine in it, it's going to be I don't know, it's more like a $35,000 car because it's got a new engine, brand new heart in the vehicle. So to me, it's a no-brainer. And I'd rather go, yep, look at all the mods on the vehicle, bull bars, awnings, roof racks, off-road tyres, blah, 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 all this sort of thing. I think that's a lot cheaper than going dummy spit, giving it away for 10 grand, down to the local dealer for 80 grand for a new GXL, and then spending another 50 grand on accessories because you're going to be 130. So it's a no-brainer. If you got plenty of money, then just get a bigger engine for towing your caravan around is probably the way to do it. But I think I've waffled enough crap for this video. Let's, you know, catch on the next one. Hit the like button if you learned something. Subscribe, turn the bell on. It's beer o'clock. Catch you later.